is our ECG machine. The brand is Philips and the model is Pagewriter TC10. But before we proceed with our main unit, let us discuss our accessories first. For our accessories, we have here thermal paper. The size is 110 millimeters wide by 28.5 meters long. 10-way ECG cable. It follows AHA or American Heart Association standard. This one is already color-coded, so it is very helpful for our new nurses to determine where exactly is the proper placement of each leads. Lithium-ion battery. Charging time is 4 hours. Maximum operational time if fully charged is 10 hours, or it can save up until 300 patient reports in a fully charged battery. AC cord, our manual, gleam grab electrode, and suction bulbs. For our main unit, since this is a portable ECG machine, we have here our handle, patient cable connector, USB port, LAN port, and USB slave port, grounding system, and AC power cord connector, and the battery compartment. In the front part of our ECG machine, we have here our printer paper compartment. This is the release button, so we have to press it down to open the printer door. This is a 7 inches LCD display touch screen. We have here our battery indicator or our power indicator. This is the power on and off button, our ID button, and our ECG button. As you can see, we only have 3 buttons for this one, so we can really guarantee that our machine is user-friendly. So, meron tayong 2 steps kung paano mag-ECG. First, we have to input all the data of the patient. So, we have to press the ID button. So, meron dito tayong new patient and edit patient ID. So, if may bagong patient, we have to press new patient and then input the data of the patient. So, we have here ID, last name, gender, and date of birth. And then, mamaya na natin nalagyan ng data ng patient. So, yung stat ECG, you don't have to input the data of the patient. So, mag-proceed na tayo sa ECG. So, all you have to do is double press yung ECG. And then, kukuha na siya ng ECG ng patient. So, ito yung ECG niya. Out of paper kasi hindi natin nalagyan ng paper. So, yan siya. So, you can print. Ito. Print if you wanted to print the result. You can also transfer using USB. Last ECG is yung last ECG na na-take mo. And then, ito na siya yung result. That one is for stat ECG. If you don't have enough time to input the data of the patient. And then, if okay na si patient, then you can edit the patient data na dito sa ID. Okay na siya, na-input na yung data ng patient, and then press OK. So, ito na siya. Nakita nyo? Nag-light up na yung ECG. So, if ever hindi siya stat ECG, so, input the data of the patient, first step. Second is ECG. So, ito na siya nag-light up. Ito na yung next step mo after inputting the data of the patient. At the bottom of your screen, we have here lead map, ID, ECG, profiles, rhythm, peak settings, archive, setup, and help. So, lead map. What is lead map? Okay. Lead map is a guide, especially for our new nurses na hindi pa masyadong marunong mag-ECG. So, this one is guide nila kung ano yung proper placement of each ECG. As you can see here, meron tayong right arm, right leg, left arm, left leg, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, and V6. So, if ever may encounter kayo na may X dito, example, nag-X sa V2, sa RA, sa V6. So, it is because maybe the reason is hindi good yung placement mo sa skin. The reason is hindi pa nalagay yung ECG lead sa patient. So, yung ID and yung ECG is same lang dito sa buttons natin sa baba. Profiles. Profiles, meron tayo ditong standard 12 lead and 2 by 3 minutes. So, standard 12 lead, ito yung ginagamit natin dito sa Philippines. While yung 2 by 3 minutes, that one is stress test. Yun yung makikita nyo. Yun yung ginagamit. Example, nag-exercise, tapos nakakabit na ECG. Yun yung 2 by 3 minutes. That one is stress test. Rhythm. So, rhythm is a real-time printing. So, you can print minimum of 3 channel out of paper kasi hindi ka siya nilagyan ng paper. So, our TC10 is a 6-channel printing. But with rhythm, you can choose any leads you wanted to print, minimum of 3 channels. So, dito yung leads. So, click this one. So, you can choose if anong lead yung gusto nyong i-print. So, meron dito tayong choices. So, if you wanted to print, so, unclick ko muna siya. So, example, gusto ko mong i-print is only lead 2, ang AVL, V6. Example, yan yung gusto nyong i-print. So, click apply, and then close. So, ito na siya. Lead 2, AVL, V6. So, automatically, it will print. All you have to do is click rhythm. Okay? So, you can also stop. So, ulitin ko, rhythm is a real-time printing. So, you can print any leads you wanted to print, minimum of 3 leads. Quick settings. Dito sa quick settings, makikita natin yung speed, name leads, chest lead. So, that one is hindi na natin pakikialaman because that one is already in default. So, okay na siya. We also have here artifact and wonder for filters. So, pacing, you have paced unknown if hindi mo alam if may pacemaker ang patient. Non-paced if walang pacemaker. Pace if naka-pacemaker, and pace if naka-pacemaker, and then magnetite. We also have here AC filter and low pass. That one is already in default. Also have here format and analysis. So, sa format, so meron tayo ditong select report format. That one is your printer setting. So, that one is if yung ipiprint mo, so we have layout for printing. So, pwede siya panoramic 12, pero usually hindi dito ginagamit yan sa Philippines. So, hayaan na lang natin yan. So, we have here 6x2, 3x4, 3x4, 3 long lead, 3x4, 1 long lead, 8 ST, 6x2, 1 long lead, 3x4, 1 long lead. So, choose mo lang kung ano gusto mong layout ng printing. Example, ito, 3x4, 1 long lead. So, sa select rhythm lead is, i-choose mo if anong lead yung gusto mo na long lead. So, meron tayong ditong choices. So, lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, AVR, AVL, AVF, V1, V2, V3, V4, and V5, and V6. So, you can choose any leads you wanted to print in long lead. So, example, lead 2. So, okay na siya. We also have here simultaneous, sequential, so that one. If, anong layout na ng printing mo. Analysis. Yung analysis is a printer type din siya. So, sa printing siya na setting. So, dito mo i-choose if gusto mo may analysis in the end. So, example, yung doktor ayaw niya na may analysis kasi siya lang magbabasa ng ECG. So, pwede mo siyang i-click yung none if hindi mo gusto na may analysis. So, measurements, if gusto mo measurements na makikita mo. Severity only if ito lang gusto mo makita. Measurements and interpretation. We'll also have here measurements and interpretation with reasons. Archive. Archive, dito na save yung ECG ng patient. So, this one can save up to 200 ECGs. Example, yung last patient mo gusto mong i-print yung result niya. So, example, ito si patient number 3. So, you have to pick patient number 3. And then, meron ditong print ECGs, print please, and transfer. Example, you wanted to print yung ECG niya. And then, click print ECGs. And then, automatically, it will print. Stop ko lang kasi walang paper. Okay. We also have here print list. So, ipiprint mo yung list ng patient na nandito sa storage niya or sa archive. We also have here transfer if you wanted it to transfer sa computer nyo using a USB. So, example, I will click patient number 3, number 2, number 1. So, merong check. And then, I will click transfer. So, ito siya kasi wala din siyang USB na nakakabit. Or, with incomplete record data because naka-demo mode tayo ko. So, walang data yung patient or walang name. So, if ever you wanted to transfer it using USB, then click nyo lang siya and then click transfer. You can also delete patient data. So, example, ni-click ko, diba, yung patient 1, 2, and 3. And then, i-delete ko siya. So, okay, delete. So, wala na siya. Na-delete na. And then, after yan, okay na. Then, click close. Setup. So, for setup, we have here, configure cardiograph default settings, configure ECG network settings, service utilities, upgrade kit installation, and software updates. So, yung sa setup, yung tatlo, yung configure ECG, going here sa upgrade kit is, that one is for technical use. So, yung pwede lang natin ma-open is yung first one, yung configure cardiograph default settings. Configurations, meron tayo dito exams, patient ID, algorithm or pacing, institution, maintenance test, password, filter, locale, system, and save or load. For exams, we have here create and then edit. This one is masisave yung profile na gusto mo. For example, we have here resting 12 lead exam profile. So, i-edit ko siya. So, that one is standard and AAMI because we're using American standard for our ECG leads. And then, after that one, we click next. And for select report format, we have here panoramic 12, yung format for printing. So, mag-choose ka if anong format during printing yung gusto mo. So, example, we have here 3x4, 1 long lead. So, just click that one. And then, anong long lead yung gusto mong print. So, we have here lead 2. So, example, okay na siya. And then, press next. So, dito is naka-default na siya. So, wala ka nang gagalawin. So, next na lang. And then, so rhythm leads is, example, mag-rhythm ka. Diba, ang rhythm is real-time printing. So, sa rhythm, anong gusto mong ipiprint during rhythm? Example, lead 1, lead 2, lead 3. So, rhythm, diba, minimum of 3. Example, 3 channels lang ipiprint mo. So, ito yung choose mo. And then, after that one, okay na siya. All you have to do is click save. And then, enter profile name. Example, Dr. 1. Example, that's for Dr. 1 kasi yan yung nakasanayan niya na exam profile. So, all you have to do is click enter and then okay. So, automatically, it will save. And then, press exit. So, every time you will open your TC10, so, nakasave na siya. So, magde-default na siya na yung exam na inedit natin ngayon is yun yung igagamitan all throughout sa TC10. So, pwede natin siya ma-edit for another doctor na naman. Also have here patient ID. So patient ID, di ba kanina, first step is you have to input the data of the patient. So this one, the ID. And you can proceed sa ECG if hindi mo nalagay yung data ng patient. So dito sa settings natin, we have here patient ID. So enabled if gusto mo na merong patient ID. So this one required talaga nalagyan yung data ng patient na yun before you can proceed to ECG. So, pwede din natin i-off yung patient ID. So, if ever na hindi siya nalagyan, so it's okay, you can proceed to ECG since naka-off siya. Pero if required, you really have to input the data of the patient. So, we have here patient ID. First name, if gusto mo na merong first name, so just click enabled and then required. If required talaga na lagyan ng first name yung patient. Your last name, additional name, if merong junior, mga ganun, senior, so gender, age, and race. We also have here algorithm or pacing. This one we have here lead check. So, naka-on siya kasi yung sa lead map natin. So, i-check niya yung lead if na-place ba correctly sa patient. So, we have to turn it on or at least may guide yung mga new nurses natin. We also have here critical value. So, naka-on siya. RR measurements. So, this one so far is hindi naman talaga siya ginagamit dito sa Philippines or merong ibang accounts na ginagamit, meron ding hindi. So, if ever you're using this one, so, pwede nyo lang siya i-turn on. If hindi, just turn it off. Also have here institution. So far, for that one, wala naman siya masyadong gamit dito sa TC10 natin. We also have here maintenance test. So far, that one is for our technical team na siya. So we have here touchscreen calibration and test. If ever your touchscreen is not effective anymore, so you can do a touchscreen calibration. And recalibration and ping test is that one technical team na yan. For passwords, we have here admin password, archive, configuration, service, upgrades. So, password is very important in case meron kayong patient na very confidential yung data niya. So, you have to input a password para at least hindi makita ng ibang unauthorized person yung readings niya. Or maybe you have to put password for your archive to secure your data. So, pwede dito i-turn it on and then mag-enter ka ng password mo. So, for filter, this one is already in default. So, hindi na natin yan ulit gagalawin. For local, we have here region, unit of measure, number, state, and time format. So, dito natin yan makikita. We also have here system. For system, we have here standby. So, number of no activity, for example, 15 minutes na walang activity, it will automatically standby if you will turn it on. And then, 30 minutes without activity, so it will automatically shut down. So, we have here standby battery alert. So, if ever malobat siya, so magpa-prompt siya na lobat na. Display brightness, you have here low, medium, and maximum. Simulation mode, that one if we are using demo mode. So far, hindi na yan ginagamit ninyo. Start up screen. So, if ever mag-start up na siya, automatically, mag-proceed siya sa main screen. Touch screen, audio feedback on. So, printer, disable USB data exchange off. So, yan yung makikita natin for system. For save and load, this one if we are using USB. So, if ever your data is in USB, so, i-click mo yung save if you wanted it to save through USB. So, if ever okay na, na-set up mo na lahat, so, all you have to do is press exit. Okay. So, balik na tayo sa main screen. We also have here help. So, yung help is yung summarize na siya on how to use properly our TC10. So, like this one. So, simple instructions lang. So, yung main screen niya. So, green ECG is good connection. Green waveform. So, meaning okay yung contact mo sa patient. Yung placement ng ECG cable mo. Yung yellow is moderate artifact. Orange if severe artifact. We also have here red dotted line, meaning loose electrode connection siya. So, next, yung mga summarize lang. So, at least, if ever nakalimutan mo on how to use TC10 or you have to inform new nurses, so, meron siyang summarizing how to use our ECG machine. So far, yun lang yung mga settings or yung mga kailangan natin malaman for our TC10. For recap, our ECG, the brand is Philips. The model is Pagewriter TC10. So this is a 7 inches screen display, touch screen. So we only have 3 buttons. So this is very user friendly. So we have here the power on and off. Press 1 to stand by. Press 3 seconds to turn it on or to turn it off. We have here patient ID and then ECG. So 2 steps para mag-ECG. First, input the data of the patient here in ID. After that one, ECG will light up and then pwede ka na magkuha ng ECG. Stat ECG, ginagamit siya if nasa emergency na. So, you don't have enough time to input the data of the patient. So, we are using stat ECG. So, double press the ECG button para sa stat ECG. So, automatically, magre-read siya and then, ipiprint niya. So, that one is i-press mo lang yung print or either transfer it in a USB. So, battery, lithium ion, charging time is 4 hours. So, maximum operational time if fully charged is 10 hours or it can print up until 300 patient reports for a fully charged battery. For our screen, so this is a 6-channel printing and then 12 leads ang makikita mo in our screen. We have here lead map. Lead map, once again, is guide for our nurses para yung proper placement of our ECG leads. We have here ID and ECG, touchscreen, pero ito din siya. We have here profiles. So, standard 12 lead or 2 by 3 minutes or stress ECG. Rhythm is a real-time printing. Minimum leads to print is 3-channel printing for our rhythm. Quick settings is quick settings lang siya. So, settings, format, and analysis. Archive. So, it can store up to 200 patient reports. So, dito makikita yung data ng patient. Archive. So, you can delete, print, and transfer data. Setup. We have 4. So, configure cardiograph default setting, configure ECG network, service utilities, upgrade kit installation. Pero the last 3 is for our technical team and we are using only configure cardiograph default settings. So, dun makikita yung exam profile, yung mga formats, so dun sa setup. And lastly is help. That one is summarized data on how to use our TC10. That is all for our Philips TC10. Thank you everyone for watching and God bless.